Let me sit my butt down here. You have got to be kidding me. What a finish. Oh man, mixed emotions, definitely. Congratulations to Chase Elliott. Wow, what a finish and what a race too. Anyways, this is the Hollywood Casino 400 race review. The final laps were just absolutely just get up on your seat for me as a Denny Hamlin fan because Denny Hamlin, if you ask me, he should have won this race. If I have to be honest, but power steering, you know, power steering, mechanical failures, that just made it a lot tougher. And pit crew just not executing when it matters most. We had a shot. We came back, had a shot. Man, I have Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin, man, my top two guys, my top two drivers when it comes to me being fans of, clashed, and none of them got the win. None of them. Denny Hamlin finished second. Bubba Wallace, must-win situation at that point. Didn't get the job done. Neither did Tyler Reddick. As a 2311 Racing fan and as a Denny Hamlin fan myself, it just came out at the wrong end of it. Just came out at the wrong end of it. Um, yeah, like I said, congratulations to Chase Elliott. And yeah, what a race. Denny Hamlin swept the stages. I felt like he did really everything he could do. Just at the end of the day, at the end of the day, he just didn't really have the car to. He was just very tight, man. If you watch the final, if you watch Denny Hamlin going into turn three, man, just slid up, man. Power steering. I don't think Denny Hamlin, he didn't overdrive the corner. I think Denny just got very tight, with the power steering, just going all for it for the win, man. For 60 career wins. But congratulations to Chase Elliott, like I said. What a finish. So let's go ahead and get started with stage one. On the pole was Chase Briscoe. Toyotas were absolutely dominant today. Toyotas were absolutely dominant in today's race. And, they, like I said, I mentioned Denny Hamlin leading over 100 laps, like 160, over 160 laps or something like that. Christopher Bell was in the top five pretty much all day. Same thing. Chase Briscoe, he actually was in the top 10, but not quite up there with Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin. Now, the Hendrick drivers with Larson and Elliott, they were good too. They were in the top five all race long. Like, you know, and then we got Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick, the 2311 drivers who were way below the cut line heading into this race. Bubba, at the start of the race, was not good at all when it comes to his car, man. His car was not that good. Credit to Charleston Eichmann. He made adjustments for Bubba Wallace, and he was able to ride up through and to have a shot for the win. And thank goodness, man, he was able to get through, man, and have a chance at it. And Tyler Reddick, man, they didn't execute at the start of the race. His pit crew just not great at execution early in the race, but he was able to drive up through the traffic and was able to have a shot at the win as well. So incidents, man, from the incidents perspective, from talk about the incidents, Ryan Preece and Nemechek got together. Cody Ware had some trouble today. Carson Hocevar had a wacky day. He was actually in the top 10 at some points. But we got to talk about Zane Smith in a minute because Zane Smith, man, we're going to get to his crash in a minute. But Zane Smith, man, he had, in my opinion, had a decent day before his crash incident happened. He was battling with Hocevar for a bit, you know, and so, yeah. Now let's go ahead and talk about Penske. Penske, man, they were just off for the majority of this race. Well, at the start on Saturday, they were off. Austin Cindric wasn't good. Logano qualified like in the last positions. Blaney had like the tire down in practice. Like Penske was off, not good to start the weekend. But man, when Joey Logano in this race, Paul Wolf, he was able to get Logano up front with that tire stop strategy. One stage once stage 1 ended around that time. And they got caught up in that restart crash where I don't know what happened. It was like Noah Gragson got up in the Stenhouse. That was just, I don't know if Gregson came up. It looks like he came up in the Stenhouse and that triggered a chain reaction and just collected Cindric, Logano, and just collected others. So, yeah. And Denny Hamlin, man, like I said, had to fight power steering problems. And, you know, just, it was just hard out. It was just very, very tough on Denny for sure. 106, over 160 laps, man. Ah, brutal, 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 brutal way. Man, oh man. But now let's talk about Zane Smith. Um, man, Nemechek, I'm not sure if he overdrove. Nemechek overdrove turn 3, and then Zane Smith, he just got squeezed and he just went up on his side. And then he slid down the racetrack, barrel rolled a couple times, and landed back on all fours. Zane Smith is okay though, but man, we haven't seen something like that since like in the 2000s, I believe. It was like with Brad Keselowski at Bristol, and I think it was a Truex at Richmond. I could be wrong, but that was back in the 2000s. So I haven't seen a car get squeezed up and like flipped over on the side since the late 2000s and the 2000s era. So man, that crash was something else, but glad he's all right. But man, like I said, the finish was unbelievable. I said in my live race reaction, this was the finish of the year, the best finish by far of the season. And Kansas has put on some phenomenal races. And do I think this was the best Kansas race? No, I think 2024 spring was by far the best Kansas race. It even had the closest finish in NASCAR history. But this right here was probably the second best and one of the best races of the year when it comes to the racing product. It was just really cool, man. The racing product, man, just put on a show. Drivers battling it out. You can make the bottom lane, top lane work, momentum, just that. And again, those final laps, man, like I said, oh man, as a Denny Hamlin fan, this so close. But my expectation from him heading into the day was leave this race plus 40 above the cut line. And he did just that. He's plus 48 above the cut line, so that's a victory. I find that a moral victory, guys. So, yeah, but Bubba Wallace now, he's in a must-win situation. Same with Reddick at this point. Man, such a shame that neither Denny or 2311 Racing couldn't get the job done. Unfortunately, they were in position, was almost there, was so close, so close. And especially with my birthday coming up in a couple days. My birthday's on the 30th, and so close, man. So freaking close. But Chase Elliott, man, like I said, congratulations. I even picked him to win this race when it comes to my playoff predictions. I said in my playoff predictions video that Chase Elliott was going to win this race to punch his ticket to the round of 8. And I was right. So that's a half win, I guess. But, man, Chase Elliott, man, he was in the top 5 all race long, man. Top 5, top 10, in contention. Like, this is probably one of the best races I've seen Chase Elliott this season. So, aside from Atlanta. So, like, man, this race was just absolutely, one of the best races of the year. One of the best races of the year. And I said this is the finish of the year, if you ask me. The best finish of the season, in my opinion. So, yeah. So now let's go ahead and tell you guys the race results. Alright, everybody, here's the race results. Chase Elliott wins the race, man. I'm not taking any credit away from Chase Elliott. He was there at the right time. Man, congrats to Chase Elliott once again, man. What an amazing finish this was. Denny Hamlin, man, led the most laps today. Just a lot of things just didn't really work out. The power steering, of course. And then pit crew just didn't make the right stops. And remember, Denny Hamlin's his Jackman is one of his tire changing guys were out for 2 races because of what happened at Bristol. So yeah, Denny Hamlin still finishes second, but he still leaves here plus 48 above the cut line. So I call that a victory in itself because, like I said, he's not great at the road courses. So just as long as he has a comfortable points cushion, we'll be fine. Christopher Bell third, man, he was on the top five, like I said, pretty much all race. Battling it out with Bubba Wallace at the end on the second to last lap. Chase Briscoe, fourth. He was in the top 10 too for the majority of the race. Bubba Wallace didn't started out this race kind of and then get up front and have a shot at it. Kyle Larson sixth. He was up front. He was in the top 5, top 10 for the majority of this race. Tyler Reddick seventh. Brad Keselowski, man, he ends up finishing eighth. William Byron, man, William Byron's car was horrendous for the majority of this race, but they were able to find their way up into the top 10. SVG, what about that for a top 10? Ross Chastain ends up finishing 11th in this race. Ross Chastain was pretty much quiet. Todd Gilliland 12th. Ty Dillon 13th. Michael McDowell 14th. Chris Buescher. Buescher was quiet today. He ends up finishing 15th. Eric Jones 20th. Daniel Suarez 17th. Justin Haley 18th. Kyle Busch 19th. Kyle Busch was, again, not really a great day from Kyle. He had a tire down, which brought out, which left out a carcass to bring out one of the last cautions. Cole Custer 20th. Logano 21st. He got caught up in that final one of those at restart. He got caught up in that restart crash that happened. That collect Noah Gragson, Stenhouse, and others. Riley Herbst 22nd. Noah Gragson 23rd. Ryan Blaney 24th. Ty Gibbs 25th. Ryan Preece 26th. Austin Dillon 27th. Alex Bowman 28th. Carson Hosford 29th. Man, he got spun out on one of the last restarts. And then Austin Cindric 30th. And there's the rest of the results. Those are all the drivers that caught in incidents, all the incidents that happened today. And like I said, man, Zane Smith took that wild ride there. But like I said, glad he's all right, though. And here are the point standings afterwards. So as you can see, Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney, they're both in with the wins in this round, with Ryan Blaney winning last week and Chase Elliott winning today. Kyle Larson, he leaves here plus 54. He's going to be fine heading into the Roval. He's a virtual lock at this point. Denny Hamlin, like I said, my goal for Denny Hamlin today was to at least be plus 40 above the cut line to have that comfortable cushion heading into the Roval. That's comfortable to say. He'll be fine. He'll be fine with that points cushion. So I call that a moral victory. Got the most stage points out of anyone. So, yeah, I'm not that bothered. Christopher Bell, plus 44. He'll be fine, too. Especially with how good Christopher Bell is at the road courses. He'll be a lock as well. William Byron's plus 40. He'll be fine, too, with the points gap. However, Chase Briscoe and Joey Logano, they're the more concerning ones. Chase Briscoe being plus 21 and Logano being plus 13. Those aren't big points cushions. And with this playoff format, someone below the cut line could go up and win, like Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, and Austin Cindric, man. Tyler Reddick and Austin Cindric, in my opinion, are the two best road course guys that are below the cut line. Bubba Wallace is getting, a little better, but I think those two are the best when it comes to road courses, Reddick and Cindric. So let's just wait and see what happens. Ross Chastain's minus 13. Bubba Wallace minus 26, Tyler Reddick minus 29, and then Austin Cindric, he's virtually in a must-win. So, yeah. So that is the playoff grid as it stands right now. But, yeah, in conclusion, what a race this was. What a finish. Finish of the year so far. Wow. Just wow, guys. Sucks that Denny Hamlin or 2311 Racing drivers didn't get the job done, man. Bubba was so close, man. Same with Denny. So, man, as a fan of both of them, it just brutal. Oh, man. Congratulations to Chase Elliott, man. Congrats to Chase Elliott. What a finish. And, yeah, this is Preston signing off. Oh, wow. On the Roval next week. Peace out.